Stop scrolling because today is one of those severe weather days where the atmosphere is not just unstable, it is loaded. And the most dangerous part of this setup is not everywhere. It is where one storm can stay isolated long enough to become a problem fast. Today, Tuesday, April 14th. The biggest concern is from Iowa into the southern Great Lakes, especially eastern Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin. That is where the atmosphere is expected to become primed for supercells later this afternoon and tonight, and these are not weak storms. The setup supports large to giant hail, several tornadoes, some strong and damaging winds. What makes this so dangerous is the boundary. A stalled boundary is expected to set up from eastern Iowa into southern Wisconsin by late afternoon. Along that zone, the air will be warm, moist, and extremely unstable. Once storms fire, they are expected to rapidly become supercells, and if one of those supercells matures in the right spot near that boundary, the tornado threat could ramp up in a hurry. This is the kind of setup where the strongest storms can also produce giant hail, and the kind of tornadoes that do not give people much time to think. Later this evening, some of those storms may grow upscale into a severe cluster pushing into the southern Great Lakes, but even then, the threat does not end. If another supercell can form ahead of that eastward moving cluster, tornado potential could redevelop as the air recovers and destabilizes again. That is the story today, not just storms, but the possibility that one or two storms become dominant, mature, and start producing the worst of what the atmosphere has loaded into them. And then there is the second zone to watch. From Kansas into Oklahoma and Texas, storms are expected to develop this afternoon into this evening along the dry line. The environment there is also very unstable, and the setup strongly favors supercells. The biggest headline there is large to giant hail, but tornadoes are also possible if low-level shear becomes strong enough during the early evening. This is a more scattered setup, but scattered does not mean safe. Sometimes scattered is exactly what allows a storm to stay clean and dangerous longer. There is also a slight risk in parts of the Northeast, where storms may organize into a band by mid to late afternoon. Wind damage is the main concern there, but a few supercells could also bring hail and even a low-end tornado threat. So here is the real message for today. If you are in Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, or parts of the Northeast, this is a day to pay attention. Because the atmosphere is not just active, it is surgical. It only needs the right storm in the right place to turn into a serious problem. So what do? Charge your phone, turn on emergency alerts, know where your safe place is before storms form. Do not wait until a warning pops up to decide what room you are going to. And if you are driving later today, know that conditions can change fast once supercells get going. Because some of the most dangerous storm days are not the ones with storms everywhere. They are the ones where one storm becomes the whole story. For the latest storm coverage and your exact local breakdown, head to StormScapes.xyz.